this isn't some super unique form of wager that can only be placed through round robin betting. You could literally create all of these bets manually. It would just take you forever. If there's one question we get asked more than anything else at OddsShopper, it's how do round robins work? And for those people in our Discord who already understand them, it's, hey, can you guys build out some round robins for tonight's games? The biggest problem with round robins, though, is a lot of people just don't understand them. And every time I talk to someone who's looking to learn how to bet them, they immediately assume that it's an entirely different type of wager than anything else. It's not. And they also assume somehow that it's some secret esoteric cheat code that's going to make you more money betting than you ever could on straight bets or parlays, which, as I assume you've already guessed, it isn't. But that's not going to stop us from talking about them in this video, because round robins can actually be useful. So let's start with the basics. The dead giveaway out of the gate is actually in the name. Big surprise. Because in a round robin tournament, the same type that you've been watching since you were a kid, every team in the group has to play against each other. And that's exactly what a round robin wager is in sports betting. Think of it as a small series of parlays from a larger list of bets that you selected, where the sportsbook will just automatically create all of those combinations for you. And I'm going to give you some examples throughout this video so you can completely understand how round robin betting works by the time it's over. But pull up your favorite sportsbook app and follow along with some of these examples. Pause the video and come back to it if you have to, so you can really visualize the process. So for this example, since it's July when I'm making this video and nothing else is going on, we're going to go with MLB money lines. And the four teams I randomly included were the Blue Jays at plus 114, the Mets at minus 112, the Rockies at plus 132, and the Pirates at minus 122. If you wanted to play all of these straight on $10 bets, you'd be risking $40 to win around $42 if all of them won. And if you wanted to parlay all of them, you'd be looking at a $10 bet to win $161. But what if you were looking for a bigger potential payout than the one you would get for winning all of those bets individually, but also didn't want to risk losing your entire stake, which is what would happen if you lost only one of those legs in a parlay? And that right there is exactly why people use round robins, to reduce or spread around risk, but still give themselves a shot at a potentially big payout. I think the biggest reason round robins confuse people is because they'll go to a sports book, they'll go to throw their bet in this case, let's stick with the $10 on a 4-team round robin, and they realize it's actually $60 to place that bet. And the reason for that is you're not actually placing one bet at all, you're placing a lot of them. Go ahead right now and select 4 teams on your phone or wherever it is you bet from. You can select them at random and then go to the round robin option. And this will look different depending on where you're betting, but in the end, it's all the same. If you're on FanDuel, you'll see buy 2s times 6 wagers, buy 3s times 4 wagers, and a 4-leg parlay. And we already know what the parlay is, so we can skip over that part. But go ahead and type $10 into the buy 2s section and you'll see that the bet amount is $60. That's because buy 2s means you're taking every combination of 2 teams among the 4 that you selected and parlaying them together. And in this case, there's 6 possible combinations of 2s. So 6 different 2-leg parlays at $10 a piece is where you're getting that $60 from. And with buy 3s, you'd be betting $40 because there are 4 different combinations of 3-team parlays in this case. All right, so now your 6 combinations for a buy 2s round robin for the 4 teams that we selected would be Blue Jays Mets, Blue Jays Rockies, Blue Jays Pirates, Mets Rockies, Mets Pirates, and Rockies Pirates. And for buy 3s, you'd have Blue Jays Mets Rockies, Blue Jays Mets Pirates, Blue Jays Rockies Pirates, and Mets Rockies Pirates. And again, those are all individual parlays. The sportsbook is just automating them for you. And the more teams you add, the more combinations there are. And naturally, the more money you could win, but also the more money you have to put down in order to cover all those combinations. So this isn't some super unique form of wager that can only be placed through round robin betting. You could literally create all of these bets manually. It would just take you forever. If you think about all of this as separate bets, it's going to make your life way easier. And then you'll be the one explaining round robins to all of your buddies who don't know what they're talking about. So go back to the original example of the 4 teams we plugged into the round robin: the Blue Jays, the Mets, the Rockies, and the Pirates. With a $10 buy 2s round robin, you're placing 6 individual bets, but the odds say plus 316 and plus 744 on buy 3s. That's because those are the average odds of all of the parlays within the round robin. All right, so let's get to the good stuff and talk about what the payouts would actually look like on these bets. With the buy 2s, if all 4 of your teams won, you'd be profiting almost $190. Now you might be thinking, wait, that's actually more than I'd profit if I had just bet a 4-leg parlay. Well, kind of, but not really, because remember, you're not just betting $10, you're betting $10 on all 6 of those combinations. So while you technically profited more, you also had to bet a lot more to get there. And honestly, in this situation where all of the bets win in a round robin, you would have been better off just betting a parlay. But I promise you're not just gonna go 4 for 4 every time you place these, so that might not be something you have to worry about. But it's also why a lot of people will just place small bets across all of the combinations, grabbing buy 2s, buy 3s, and the 4-leg parlay in order to hit their maximum payout if all 4 legs win. All right, so here's a breakdown of what all of the odds and payouts would look like across all 6 of those bets in a buy 2s round robin. And I could go into depth on how to calculate all of the odds and payouts for these, or you could just save some time, go to OddsShopper.com and use our free odds calculator. And also, if you're so inclined, use the promo code ROBIN to get the first week of all of our cutting edge tools and premium Discord for only $1. And that includes our Parlay Builder, which is great for building round robins where you know you're adding only plus EV legs, the market-based betting tool, and our premium Discord with all of our daily picks, including some round robin action as well. Okay, so let's say the Blue Jays, Mets, and Pirates win, but the Rockies lose. You'd be winning bets 1, 3, and 5 for $114, but losing bets 2, 4, and 6. And since your total stake was $60, you'd be profiting $54. Now here's where it gets interesting. Let's say the Blue Jays, Mets, and Rockies win, but the Pirates lose. Now you win bets 1, 2, and 4, you lose bets 3, 5, and 6, but your payout is $134 this time. And that is because the Rockies were plus 134 dogs, and the Pirates at minus 122 were the biggest favorite of any of these 4 teams. So now you've profited $74. And now you can really visualize how much of a difference this makes when you're throwing 1 or 2 money line or big money line dogs into a round robin among other favorites. So it's not just about how many of these bets in a round robin are winning, but more so which ones are winning when they do. There's a lot more about round robins that we won't discuss in this video, particularly as it relates to strategy, because in a lot of cases, there's not really a right or wrong answer to how you're doing it. But there is one very wrong way you can bet round robins, and this might be the most important thing we'll talk about throughout this entire video. If you're a $10 bettor, you should not be betting $10 round robins, because even a 4-team round robin is going to cost you $60. Always reduce your bet size accordingly, especially when you consider the fact that these bets aren't exactly independent of each other. Because if you're betting a round robin, that means every team within it is impacting more than just one bet. So you can have one team or even multiple teams lose and you still profit in a round robin, but you can also easily, might I add, lose your entire stake. Round robins are the furthest thing from a can't lose proposition, despite what many people may think. And if you don't adjust your bet size, you can end up getting smoked. I'll leave you with this. A $10 parlay on all those teams we talked about would return nothing if you went 3-1, but it would also return nothing if you went 1-3. And at the end of the day, you'd be down only $10. And going 3-1 in that $10 round robin we talked about would net you a profit. But at 1-3, you lose all of it. And in this case, that's $60, not $10. And that's only if you're betting it by 2s. If you added by 3s to the equation, then you're down 100. Hopefully this video was helpful for you guys and you can now go on and start betting round robins with confidence. More importantly though, bet them with discipline. And there's real upside here, but mitigating risk doesn't mean eliminating it entirely, not even close. And if you guys do decide you want to come check us out over at OddsShopper, make sure to say hi in the Discord when you do. We'll catch you back here for the next one.